Hi everyone. In today's video, we are going to be talking about some of the top signs that indicates someone has been significantly mentally abused. Unfortunately, mental abuse leaves many scars that you cannot see, but they will express themselves in other ways. And today we are going to talk about some of the most common signs someone has been mentally abused. Before we dive in, I want to quickly let you know about an exciting new opportunity. I am getting ready to launch the Recovery Circle, and that's an exclusive online community for those healing from narcissistic abuse, parental alienation, and complex PTSD. Inside, you'll have full access to all my course material, a growing library of videos on recovery, and weekly Q&A sessions where you can ask me your specific questions. Spots are limited, so make sure to join the waiting list today. The link to the Recovery Circle is in the description below. So today we're talking about some of the top signs and behaviors that someone might exhibit if they have been subjected to some pretty severe mental abuse. And the first sign is that they apologize constantly. They apologize when they haven't even done anything to apologize for. I used to do this all the time, and I was really unaware of it until some people pointed it out to me. It was as if I had to apologize just because of my presence. Another part of this, if something did go wrong at work or somewhere else, I would immediately think it must have been me. I screwed up somewhere, and whatever the problem is, it will be my fault. Number two, they can have a very exaggerated and dramatic startle reflex. So, for example, if someone is behind them and they don't see that person, and that person accidentally gently bumps into the mentally abused person, many times that will really startle them, like gasping for air startle. Again, I used to do this all the time, and this is from an overworked nervous system. This type of startle reflex happens because the person has been living in fight, flight, survival mode. So the littlest things can really frighten and scare us until we realize everything is okay and there isn't anything to be alarmed about. Number three, this person will need constant and continual validation and reassurance. Mentally abused people have been psychologically abused, meaning they have been gaslighted usually for years. So their perceptions have been tampered with, and they are very insecure about everything that has to do with them. For example, they might say things like, "Are you sure I look okay in this outfit?" Or, "You really think the dinner I made was good?" Things of this nature. They need reassurance that they are interpreting reality correctly. The mentally abused person won't believe that they are beautiful or handsome or attractive. Usually these people have had every aspect of themselves belittled, criticized, and made fun of, and degrading their looks is usually a part of what they have lived through. So no matter how beautiful the woman might be, or how handsome the man might be, they will have extreme difficulty believing that is true. This person will completely break down over minor fights or disagreements. One of the reasons this happens is because anytime that person's parent was mad at them when they were a child, they got in tremendous amounts of trouble. And typically, the crime never fit the punishment. So when someone talks in a more aggressive or angry tone with a mentally abused person, this subconsciously takes a person back to a time when they were a child and they got into trouble with their abusive parent. Many times, mentally abused people will have a very real fear of any person in an authoritative position, especially if they get a little upset about something. This can be a major trigger for people who have been mentally abused. Number six, this person will say thank you over and over and over if someone does something nice for them. Again, usually this person will not have much experience with anyone doing something nice for them. So when someone does, it can be a bit of a shock. And unfortunately, usually the abused person will not feel they are worthy of the gift. They can almost look like they are in a state of shock. They just can't believe someone did something nice for them, so they say thank you many, many, many times. Number 7, and oh boy, this is a big one. This person will usually have a very, very difficult time making decisions. Having to make even the simplest of decisions can be terrifying to this person. They are terrified that they will make the wrong decision, or that other people won't agree with their decision, or that they will be made fun of by their decision. Why, you ask? Because the mentally abused person has been teased, taunted, humiliated, degraded, and insulted a million times through the years. So they are very uneasy about making decisions. Number 8, the mentally abused person can get angry or frustrated pretty easily. It's important to understand that trauma shows up and reveals itself as a reaction, and sometimes those reactions can look pretty intense. Also, people who are exposed to abuse for long periods of time, usually years or even decades, have been living in fight, flight, survival mode. And when a human being is in this state, the brain is solely focused on survival. When we are in this state, we cannot even access the logical part of our brain. So our reactions can seem pretty intense or out of proportion. So please keep that in mind if you have a loved one who has been mentally abused. Number 9, this person usually approaches things from a defensive perspective. They can start getting defensive even when there isn't really any reason to feel defensive. And again, that is because they have lived in an environment where they have had to constantly be on guard, constantly be ready to defend themselves against absolutely anything. So they become accustomed to feeling this way. Number 10, this person will have an overall negative outlook about themselves and the world. They tend to be pretty pessimistic about the future and what they will do or be in the future. Sometimes you might refer to someone like this as a Debbie Downer, but that's only because this person has been abused and likely doesn't see a way out. Okay, that's going to do it for today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Also, be sure and sign up to the wait list for the Recovery Circle. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone.